Hello guys, welcome to Physics Grad. In this video we are going to see or observe a important property about Poisson bracket, which is that they remain invariant in form under a canonical transformation. So before we start with this, I want to make a note of some convention or how different literatures define the Poisson bracket. So a note on convention. Okay, now so far how we have defined the Poisson bracket is by using the so-called old convention. So in old literature, for example Landau and Lifshitz, the Poisson bracket is defined as follows: dou u by dou pi, dou v by dou qi minus dou u by dou qi, dou v by dou pi. Okay, so this is one way of defining it, but in newer literature people have used this definition: dou u by dou qi, dou v by dou pi minus dou u by dou pi, dou v by dou qi. Both of these are valid definitions because it is just a matter of convention whether you define it in this manner or this manner, and all the properties of the Poisson brackets that we have discussed so far are still valid under this. Okay, so the only condition that changes is that wherever we have written uv in our older convention, in new convention it will become vu. Okay, so that is the only change, and from now onwards I am going to stick to this definition. Although so far we have used this definition, I know that this is not ideal, but initially when I started these video lectures I was referring to the old literature, and that's why I was using this definition. But recently when I come across all the modern literature, I have seen that this is the mostly used convention nowadays, and therefore I am going to change my definition of Poisson bracket at this point to that given by this definition. Okay, so just keep in mind this is just a matter of convention, both of them will work, but the reason for me choosing the second definition is because when we transit to quantum mechanics, the transition becomes easy when we choose the Poisson bracket to be having this definition. Okay, it will avoid a negative sign in the future when we go from classical to quantum mechanics. So that is the reason I am changing the definition here. So both are valid. It's up to us to choose the convention. Okay, and it becomes easier to transition into quantum mechanics if we use the convention 2. Okay, so therefore from now on we will stick to the definition 2 of Poisson bracket. Okay, just so in rest of the series we will use the second part as the definition of our Poisson bracket. Okay, so now this expression can be written in a vector form or matrix form, if you will, in the following manner. If I define a vector eta as having components q1 q2 up till qs and then p1 p2 up till ps, that is a 2s dimensional vector, then the same relation 2 can be written in vector form as uv with respect to eta can be written as dou u by dou eta transpose times the matrix J dou v by dou eta, where the matrix J, as we have defined earlier, is equal to a 2s cross 2s matrix with blocks of identity and zero matrix, S cross S blocks. Okay, so the same equation 2 in vector form can be written in this form. Okay, now remember, this is a vector, this is a vector, this is a column vector. A transpose of that will give you a row vector. Okay, so this will have the dimension 1 cross 2s, J will have the dimension 2s cross 2s, and this guy will have the dimension 2s cross 1. So when I multiply it out, it will have a dimension 1, which is basically a scalar number. Okay, so I will call this as relation 3. Now we have already seen in our properties of Poisson brackets that, so we have seen that the relations Qj Qk is equal to 0 is equal to Pj Pk, okay, with respect to Qp, when the Poisson bracket is taken with respect to Qp. Also we have seen that Qj Pk with respect to Qp is equal to del Jk. Now this is true with respect to the new convention, okay, that is when I use the definition of 2. If I had to use definition 1, then these two will have to be interchanged. Okay, so this will be equal to minus Pj Qk with respect to Pq. So these 4 relations are called fundamental Poisson brackets. Fundamental Poisson brackets. Okay, because this is valid for any sets, any choice of Qj and Qk. Okay, so these are what are called as fundamental Poisson brackets, and these are important relations that we need to remember when we have to make the transition to quantum mechanics later on. So just a note that earlier using convention 1, the relation was Pjqk equal to del Jk equal to minus Qj Pk. But now we are using the second convention with respect to which this becomes the relation. Okay, so just a side note. So from now onwards I will not mention this again and again. It should be understood that we are using the second definition, which is the more modern definition. Alright. Now these 4 relations together can be written in a matrix form. Okay, so in a matrix form, this can be written as follows. So Poisson bracket of vector eta comma eta with respect to eta is equal to the matrix J. So what this says is that this is actually a matrix which is 2s cross 2s dimension, and the matrix element of this matrix, the ijth element, is given by the Poisson bracket of eta I eta j with respect to the vector eta. Okay, so if you take an example, if you consider s is equal to 1, then our eta will be equal to q1 comma p1, and our matrix eta will be equal to Poisson bracket eta 1, Poisson bracket eta 1, eta 2, Poisson bracket eta 2, eta 1, Poisson bracket eta 2, eta 2, which is equal to Poisson bracket q1, Poisson bracket q1 p1, Poisson bracket p1 q1, Poisson bracket P1, P1. And from our these fundamental Poisson brackets relations say that this must be equal to Q1, Q1 is 0, Q1, P1 should be equal to del 1, 1, which is 1, 1, and this should be minus 1, and this should be 0, which is nothing but our J matrix for S is equal to 1. Okay, so this is what I mean by the matrix representation and what I mean by saying that this is a matrix Poisson bracket. Okay, so in this notation I can consider a Poisson bracket matrix of this form, U vector V vector with respect to vector eta. This is going to be again a matrix whose ijth element is going to be dou ui by dou eta transpose J matrix times dou vj times of dou eta. Okay, so here again this is 1 cross 2s vector, this is a 2s cross 2s matrix, and this is 2s cross 1 vector, and this is going to be just a number of dimension 1, which is going to be the matrix element of this particular Poisson bracket matrix. Okay, so this is basically equal to Poisson bracket of ui vj with respect to eta from this definition. Okay, so this is what such a notation means. Okay, so now if you consider the transformation from eta to psi, which is a function of eta and t, here where the vector psi is nothing but the new coordinates and momenta of this form. So I can similarly define a Poisson bracket for these quantities as Poisson bracket of psi with respect to eta. So this is going to become dou psi dou eta transpose, so this is in matrix form, remember, times j times dou psi by dou eta. Okay, now here you remember this is a 2s cross 2s matrix, this is a 2s cross 2s matrix, and this is a 2s cross 2s matrix. So to see how this is a 2s cross 2s matrix, this is nothing but dou eta vector, so this is dou eta 1 by dou psi 1 by dou eta, dou psi 2 by dou eta, up till dou psi 3 by dou 2s dou psi 2s by dou eta. But each of this, so there are 2s number of elements in this vector, but each of these is a 2s vector, 2s dimensional vector, because it's a differentiation with respect to a vector. So therefore this entire quantity is a 2s cross 2s matrix, okay, whose first row is given by this element, second row is given by this element, and so on. Okay, so but this is nothing but our Jacobian matrix which we have defined earlier. So our Poisson bracket with respect to the old coordinates of the new coordinates is just going to be m hat transpose j hat m hat. And as we have seen earlier, if the transformation is canonical, the symplectic condition should hold, which means that this should be equal to j. Okay, so this is, so therefore we have the relation that the Poisson bracket of psi with respect to eta is equal to j hat. Okay, so this I am going to call relation number 4. But with respect to the new sets of variables, it is true that Poisson bracket of eta eta with respect to eta should be 1, should be equal to j, because that is how we defined the fundamental Poisson brackets relation in the matrix form. So if you see, look at this particular equation, where did that go? The fundamental, yeah, here. So if you look at this equation, eta eta with respect to eta should be j. So similarly, if it's a canonical transformation, psi psi with respect to psi should also be j in order to maintain this fundamental Poisson bracket relation. But this is also equal to psi psi with respect to eta. So what this means is that the fundamental Poisson brackets relations are invariant under canonical transformation, which means if I calculate the fundamental Poisson brackets with respect to any canonical variables, either old coordinates or the old canonical variables or the new canonical variables, it doesn't matter, they remain the same. So therefore the Poisson bracket, the fundamental Poisson brackets are invariant under canonical transformation. So this is because of the symplectic condition. So we can see this in another way as saying that if, or given a transformation, if the Poisson brackets, fundamental Poisson brackets remain invariant, it implies that the given transformation is canonical. So this is another way of checking if a given transformation is canonical or not, by simply calculating the fundamental Poisson brackets with respect to each of the canonical variables, and if they are equal, then it must be a canonical transformation. Okay, so therefore we can use this as another way to check if the given transformation is canonical. Okay, that is, if psi, Poisson bracket of psi psi with respect to eta is going to remain j, which means that the Poisson bracket of new variables with respect to old variables is still satisfying the fundamental Poisson bracket relation, it implies that the transformation from eta to psi is canonical. Okay, all right. So similarly, let us consider the Poisson bracket of uv with respect to vector eta. This, as we saw, can be defined as dou u by dou eta transpose j hat dou v by dou eta. But this can be written as dou u by dou psi by dou eta transpose j hat dou v by dou psi by dou eta. Okay, but as we saw earlier, this is nothing but the Jacobian matrix, so this becomes equal to, so this entire thing can be written as m hat transpose dou u by dou eta, dou psi, sorry, transpose j hat m hat transpose dou v by dou eta. So you can just check this by taking an example for s is equal to 1. You will see that this can be written in this manner. Okay, so this is equal to nothing but, so taking transpose, this will be dou u by dou eta transpose times m hat transpose times j hat times, sorry, m hat transpose because there is already a transpose here, times m hat transpose dou v by dou psi. This is dou u by dou psi transpose m hat j hat m hat transpose dou v by dou psi. And if the transformation is canonical, by symplectic condition, this will be nothing but equal to j hat. So this should be equal to dou u by dou psi j hat dou v by dou psi if the transformation from eta to psi is canonical. But this is nothing but the Poisson bracket of uv with respect to psi. So what we have proved is that Poisson bracket of uv with respect to eta is same as Poisson bracket of uv with respect to psi, provided the transformation is canonical. So this implies that therefore all Poisson brackets are invariant under canonical transformations. Okay, this is what we have proved, and that is what we wanted to do in this video. Okay, that is prove that the Poisson bracket is invariant under canonical transformations. So alright, thank you for watching this video. See you next time.